Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Of course, I'm not here today, but you guys know how it works. Again, we are starting a new unit today. So again, take a second, try the warm-up, and then move on. All right, so let's go through this warm-up here. So again, what I have to do is I have to distribute the 6 times the x, which is 6x. 6 times the -3, which is -18, is equal to, bring everything else right back down. Okay. Next thing that I have to do is I see that I have variables on both sides. So again, I'm saying, hey, minus 2x from each side. 6x's minus 2x's is 4x. 4x minus 18 that I bring down, these guys canceled out, is equal to, that is a -11. Okay. Next thing that I have to do here is I have to get rid of the 18 by saying plus 18 plus 18. Cancels, you get 4x is equal to 18 and a minus 11 will give us 7. The last thing that we'll have to do here is divide both sides by 4. I can't divide it and I can't simplify, so your answer should have been 7/4. Alright, there we have it. Alright guys, like I said, we are starting a new unit today, so again, it's our very first day. Now, this new unit, again, it's very short. It deals with circles. Now again, you might have seen circles before and you probably know, hey, radius, diameter, all those kind of keywords. But what I want to talk about today is just the formal definition. How do you actually define it in geometry? So again, there's slightly more kind of specific definitions, if you want to say. All right. So let's jump into it. Make sure you guys copy down that title. Again, circles, day one. Today's really just vocab. So again, by the end of today, you'll be able to kind of explain to anybody kind of what are the critical features or things associated with circles that we deal with in geometry, how to name a circle and components of a circle. All right, so give me a second, let me talk about it, and then pause the video and go ahead and copy these definitions. So again, what's the definition of a circle in geometry? Okay, a circle is the set of all points equidistant from a central point. So again, in geometry, again, a circle is all these little points here. Again, this is composed of a bunch of tiny little points that make up the circle all the way around, and all of these points are the same distance away from the center. They're the same distance away. And again, that's what creates a circle, and that's the proper definition in geometry. We don't just say it's round. A circle is round. Of course it's round, but again, the big thing is that it's equidistant, all the points around it. Now, how do we name a circle in geometry? Kind of like what we did back with triangles. Like you want to say, hey, this was triangle ABC. We use that little triangle symbol. Well, for a circle, if I want to, whatever I want to call it, I draw a little circle, put a little dot in the middle, and I use the center. The center here was point A, so I say this is circle A. In case I had more than one circle, I can tell the difference between circle A, circle F, circle J, whatever it may be. So again, pause the video, guys, take a second, copy the definition in the picture. All right, what is a radius? Okay, so a radius, you guys might have heard this again. What's the technical definition in geometry? It's any line segment that connects the center to any point on the circle. So again, we have the center here, center at A, and again, your radius is this little line that connects the center to any point on the circle. Now again, how do we write a specific radius? Kind of going back to semester 1. Well, this one in red here is radius AB, and we use a little line above it. You don't want to put arrows because it's a line segment. It doesn't go on forever. Same thing with the other radius right here. So from A to X, again, A to X, and I use a little line segment symbol up top. That lets me know, again, it does not go on forever. I understand that it's connecting the center A to point X on the actual circle. So again, take a second, guys. Pause it. All right. So this was one type of line, right? One type of line. Well, we have other variations of lines. So how do lines deal with circles? We have 3 specific ones we want to talk about here. A tangent line, and I did my best to try to color code this. Tangent line is a line that crosses the circle only once. And here, it's kind of difficult to see, but DE actually should go through, and only it kind of like touches right here and then quickly bounces off. So it's a line that gets very close, hits the circle, and then keeps going. So again, it only crosses it once. Now, because it is a line, this goes on forever. It has arrows at both ends. I should, when I write it, DE, I should make sure that I put little arrows. And again, I couldn't do that. There we go. This is line DE, and it's tangent to the circle because it only touches it once. All right, so what do I mean by now secant? What is a secant line? A line that crosses twice through a circle. So again, it's kind of like you take a knife and you cut it, and again, you can cut it however you want, but as long, so it's this blue one here that I drew, as long as you cross twice, this is a technical definition in geometry, it's a line that when you cross it, it crosses through a circle twice. And again, because it does go on forever, I want to make sure in this case I use the little arrows at both ends. That is a secant line. It goes on forever, crosses twice to my circle. Now the last one is what we call a chord. So again, a chord is a line segment. So it's a little stump, right? It doesn't go on forever. That connects 2 points on a circle. And here's the example that I gave is HI. And again, because it's a line segment, does not go on forever, we do not put arrows on it. So from H to I, it's connecting both points on the very edges of my circle. So again, it can be any 2 points, and it does not necessarily have to go through the center. So again, any 2 points that it's connecting, that's what we call a chord. All right, guys, again, pause the video, take a second. All right, sweet. So let's move on to a special type of line, which we call the diameter. And again, some of you guys might have like, yeah, I got radius, I know diameter. So what's a technical definition? Again, going to geometry. Well, it's a diameter is a chord. Again, it connects 2 pieces, or sorry, 2 points on the circle. But here's the specific part. It's a chord that goes through the center. It has to go through the center of the circle, and that's what we call the diameter. Again, you can think of it as it's composed of 2 radiuses put together in a straight line like that. It has to go through the actual center. And again, we write diameter, the little line segment. It does not go on forever. BC, for this case, from B to C. That's what we call, again, the diameter. And it's, again, twice the length of the radius. Radius was only half of it. Diameter is twice. All right, guys, take a second. Copy that picture. All right. And then these are our last 2 definitions. So we talk about an arc. So whenever maybe you've used the word arc in kind of your everyday language, but in geometry, what's kind of the technical definition? We have 2 types. We have the major arc and we have the minor arc. So it is the length of a circle that goes between 2 points. So again, the example that I gave here, I'm using J and K. So from J to K, it's the length between here and here along the actual circle. Now, the question is, how do I know whether to go this way from just straight to J to K, or how do I not know whether to go all the way through U to T, through S, and all the way over to K? Well, again, this is where the technicalities come into play. The minor arc, it's the shortest distance and written as JK with the little arc symbol up top. So use J and K. We only use 2 letters, and we use a little arc sign right up top of it to show that, hey, it's the shortest distance. Just go straight from J to K. Now, what if I want to go the other direction? What if I want to go all the way around? That's what we call the major arc, and it's the longer distance, and it's written using 3 letters now. So again, J, T, K, and again, we still use the little arc symbol up top. But again, this time I know that I'm going from J. I have to cross through, oops, what happened? I have to cross the 3, so I'm going all the way around. I cross through T, and I keep going until I get to K. So that is what we call the major arc, the longer distance going the other direction all the way around. Now it's like, hey, does it have to be T? No, we could have said something like J, from J to U all the way to K. You could have used any of these kind of middle points here. You could have also said J to S to K. And again, we use the arc symbol, but again, if you're using 3 letters, we're assuming it's going to be the major, the longer arc. All right, guys, take a second, copy that image, and let's move on. All right, so example 1. Again, I just want you guys getting familiar with the vocab today. It's just when I come back, I want to make sure we're all on the same page, the technical definitions of geometry. So example 1 here. All right, copy that picture. The very first thing we're going to do is name that circle. So take a second. Copy that picture, and then hit play. All right, so how do I name the circle? Again, if I want to name a circle, it's based off of the sensor, but I don't just say it's C. I don't want to just put C again. We have to use the symbol. Draw a little circle, draw a little dot in the middle. This is circle C. All right, let's go on to the second part here. I have to name each radius. There might be more than one. I don't know. All right. So again, a radius connects the sensor to some point outside on my circle. So here's my sensor, and I see that, hey, this gets extended out to D. That is one of my radiuses, is I, or radii. So from C to D. And again, it's a line segment, so I'm going to throw just a line segment up top. Okay, is that the only one that I have? Well, no, I also have from C to, in this direction, F. That also connects my sensor to a point on the line. So this is going to be C, F. I can have more than one radius on an actual picture, and we might actually get that in certain cases. Okay, I think that pretty much covers all of it. Okay, let's talk about now the chords. Remember, a chord just basically connects 2 points on the circle. So for example, from D to E, those are 2 points on my circle, and it's a line segment that's connecting them. So again, a chord would be DE, and again, it doesn't continue, so I put a line segment. Is that the only one? Nope, I also have from E all the way to F. That is another line segment. So from E to F, and the line segment, which is a chord, connects 2 points on my circle. Okay. Now, what about my diameter? Again, a diameter is a chord, is a special type of chord that goes through the sensor, and in this case, I got nothing. There are no chords that go through the sensors. That means I don't know what my diameter is. There is none. Okay, or no diameter. Okay. All right. Now, for naming a minor arc and its corresponding major arc. So again, I need the smaller version of the arc and then go in the longer way around. So again, this one, I'll let you guys pick. You can pick whichever one. For mine, I'm going to pick, use a different color. I'm going to use a little green here. So my minor arc should be the shortest one. So let's pick from D to E. This arc right here. Okay. So how do I label that arc? That's the minor arc. It's the shortest distance. So I'm going to label that D, E. But again, don't forget your arc symbol. So again, try to make it not a straight line, but again, should have a little arch to it. And what is this corresponding major arc? What I mean by that is, what if I wanted to go the other direction, the longer distance? Okay, what if I want to go from E and then go this way, go this way, go this way, go this way, go this way? What if I want to use that major arc? How do I write that? Well, again, I have to go from E to F to D. So we say E, cross through F, and I finally end up at D. And again, we use the arc symbol sitting up above. All right, I want you guys to try this example. So take a second, copy that picture down, and just like we did, name the circle, radius, chords, if there's more than one diameter, if there is one, or if there isn't. All right, when you're ready, hit play. All right, so I got a little head start here because I'm running out of time. So again, the circle, how do I name it? Well, the center is C. So again, we use a little circle symbol, and we put C. Now the radius, there's actually more than one. So I said from the first one, I went from C to T. Okay, the next one was from C to from the center outside. The next one was from C to R. And the last one was from C to S. Those were all my radii. Now, chords, this one was a little tricky actually for me for a second. I kind of caught myself. So the first one, kind of the obvious ones, are from R to S, and then from S to T. But don't forget, again, it's only connecting 2 points on the actual circle. And then there's also from R all the way across the T. I know we sometimes say, hey, that's the diameter, and you're right, it is, but it's also what we call a chord. Same thing from S to U. It crosses through the center, but again, it's connecting 2 points, so we technically call that a chord as well. Now let's jump into diameter. Okay, the diameter is going to be from R to T, and it's also going to be from S to U. Okay, now minor arc, again, pick your favorite here. Okay, so sorry, I'm running out of time here. But for the minor arc, it's from S to T. That was, again, a short one. You could have picked any other minor arc. And again, don't forget to put the little arc symbol up top. Now, if I want the corresponding arc, the longer way around, I went this kind of orange route right here. I went from S. Again, I could have said cross through R, cross through. I'm going to say just R. And I ended up at T. So I'm using 3 letters to note the major arc. All right, guys, here's your class activity. You got 1 problem, you got 2 problems. Go through, same thing. Give me the circle's name, radius, all that good stuff.